I see a lot of beginners do this in cryptocurrency. So if you're a beginner and you're still doing this, this video will save you a lot of money because it shows you how to get extra coins with every transaction when you buy altcoins. Here's what beginners usually do when they want to buy altcoins, which is basically any coin that is not Bitcoin. So they first buy Bitcoin on a exchange like Kraken or Coinbase. Then they transfer it over to the exchange that has the coin that they want to buy. And then they exchange the Bitcoin for the altcoin. Now that seems pretty straightforward, but let me show you why you're losing money on a trade like this. All right, so here's a graph from BitInfo Charts, and it shows the average transaction fee in US dollars for Bitcoin and Litecoin. So if we look at the right side of the chart here, we can see that Bitcoin had an average transaction fee of as high as $59.87, and Litecoin's highest there at that point was basically 4 cents. So if we move forward a little bit more, we'll see that it's currently at $45 versus 4 cents with Litecoin. So if you send a transaction between wallets or exchanges, you're paying some of the highest transaction fees in cryptocurrency if you use Bitcoin. Litecoin, on the other hand, is actually really cheap. So that might not seem like a big deal when Bitcoin is going up like crazy. But if you keep paying these Bitcoin transaction fees, you're losing money on the altcoins. For example, let's say that there's an altcoin out there that's like $5. With this $45 transaction fee, you're basically losing 9 altcoins. So what happens if that $5 altcoin goes up to $25? You made $20 per coin multiplied by 9. So you just lost $180 there just on the transaction fees alone. However, if you use Litecoin on that transaction, you would be up that money and you wouldn't be wasting it on the Bitcoin transaction fee. So this is pretty straightforward, but there are a few things that you have to keep an eye out for, and I'll get to that in a bit. If you're finding this information useful, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. Hit the bell to get notifications and share this video with anyone you think will find it useful. But the bottom line here is if you know you're going to buy an altcoin with the money that you're putting in, start with Litecoin, transfer that Litecoin over to the other exchange so that it's a really cheap transaction, and then do the trade from Litecoin, usually to Bitcoin, into the altcoin that you want. Now you're probably saying, but okay, that creates an extra transaction at the exchange when I exchange Litecoin for Bitcoin. And that's true. But you have to understand that most times the trading fee is going to be very minimal once you get it on the exchange. So that's going to be much cheaper than paying the transaction fee in Bitcoin. All right, so that's pretty simple, but there are 2 things to watch out for. Number 1, is there a minimum amount of Litecoin that you have to send from the place where you bought it to the exchange where you want to exchange it for the altcoin? Some places have that. So what you can do is you can simulate a deposit on that second exchange and see if there are any minimums. You can also contact the support for that exchange and they can tell you if there are any minimums to deposit. Secondly, there could be a minimum to trade. So if you get the Litecoin onto that exchange, find out if there's a minimum transaction that you have to execute in order to trade. Sometimes there's a minimum to turn that Litecoin into Bitcoin, and there's a minimum to turn that Bitcoin into the altcoin you want. So be sure to check on that. Again, if you don't know what that is, then you can simulate a trade on there, or you can simply contact their support. And also check if there's a Litecoin market. Sometimes you can go directly from Litecoin to the altcoin you're looking for, which is pretty sweet because then you don't have to pay that extra trading fee. So that's how you maximize all of your altcoin purchases. And if you use this strategy, the money you save can add up to quite a bit of altcoins. And if those altcoins go up, then you have a lot more money. If you like this video, a like and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. Hit the bell to get notifications and share this video with somebody who you think would find it useful. Thanks for watching, and check out these videos that are coming up next. All information in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not trading or investment advice.